Unlike Mercedes, which struggled to get going due to porpoising trauma, Ferrari appear to have everything under control. In fact, Ferrari has mastered both the engine and aero elements. The Italian sports car manufacturer Ferrari was founded with the goal of becoming the most successful brand on the world's racetracks. But today, Ferrari is synonymous with both luxury and speed. Ferrari comes to mind when the color red is mentioned, and the brand is recognized by the distinctive sound of its engines. So it's no surprise that it's one of the most powerful and fastest car brands out there. In today's video, we will talk about why Ferraris are so fast, and we'll discuss some solid reasons regarding it. So sit tight and don't miss any part of the video. Also, if you are new to the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any future amazing videos we upload. In late 2019, concerns over Ferrari's engine performance led to FIA technical instructions restricting specific practices, leaving Ferrari with a considerable power deficit. Ferrari partially fixed this problem with its 2021 power unit. Then, during the season, it introduced a new hybrid system that made the cars much faster and laid the groundwork for the energy recovery system in the 2022 design. It appeared as though Ferrari had better acceleration out of corners, demonstrating the power and torque of an engine that is considered to be the alpha unit of the grid. Due to the fact that Ferrari was not involved in a title race in 2018, the company was able to place a much greater emphasis on the development of the 2022 unit. Some claim that Ferrari started 3 months before Mercedes and Red Bull did, giving them a significant advantage. Because of this, the engine is completely different from the one that was introduced during the previous season, and it works well with the new fuel that is better for the environment and was introduced during this season. Some people think that the changes that need to be made to engines to work with 10% ethanol fuel, which runs at higher temperatures, are just as important as the change to ground force aerodynamics. Ferrari seemed to have mastered both the engine and the aerodynamics of the car, since there was no sign of the porpoising trauma that caused Mercedes to start slowly. The engine regulations that are in place for the next 4 years will effectively bake in any potential power advantage that Ferrari may have generated, which helps them maintain their competitive advantage. It has been determined that problems with the fuel pump caused by the new fuel are to blame for the power outages that occurred in both Red Bull cars in Bahrain. It is believed that Red Bull did not have a sufficient understanding of the power unit's behavior when it had low fuel because they did not have enough time to develop the car. Due to the fact that full race simulations were not performed during the preseason testing by Red Bull, the team was unprepared for the pump issue that occurred in relation to the new fuel characteristics at the end of a lengthy stint. Generally speaking, the Red Bull is quicker than the Ferrari. In Bahrain, it was faster through the speed trap than the Ferrari. It should be noted, however, that this does not imply that Ferrari is slower in general. Rather, it indicates that the setup choices made at Sakhir favored acceleration over top speed. After briefly relinquishing the lead through Turn 1 on consecutive laps, Leclerc was able to successfully challenge Verstappen's position through Turn 4 in Bahrain. This demonstrated the viability of the aforementioned line of reasoning. When it comes to these prototype beasts, performance can be determined by a wide variety of factors. The requirements are different from one circuit to the next. In Bahrain, Ferrari was able to find the optimal strategy. Unfortunately for Red Bull, they failed to account for the delicately balanced stress points. Therefore, it is prudent to reserve judgment until the automobiles have been put through their paces on a variety of different courses and in a variety of different configurations. Having said that, it is possible that Ferrari was operating in a mode that was relatively conservative and that they had more performance to unleash. As a result, it's possible that Binotto's modesty is hiding a positive truth rather than a negative one. In either case, Jeddah will provide additional information. Despite complaints that the FIA's rules are excessively prescriptive. After a season-long battle that turned their way after introducing the hybrid system, Ferrari beat McLaren to third place in 2021. It also dropped positions in Monaco and Azerbaijan before finishing the season as the third fastest car, demonstrating that Ferrari successfully repaired some of the draggy 2020 car's flaws. However, Ferrari finished 290 points behind championship winner Mercedes with an average disadvantage of more than 7%, almost 0.6 of a second on a hypothetical 90-second lap. That is why Ferrari has made the 2022 project a priority and of necessity believes it will be impossible to produce a decent or competitive car in 2022 using traditional development methods. As a result, Ferrari should try to win races again in 2022. The most important thing for Ferrari next year is to maintain the growth the Notaire remarked, and it's to close the gap with competitors even more. The new roles present an obvious opportunity. The goal is to be competitive, and being competitive means winning races. Is that to say Ferrari will be able to compete for a championship? Well, in today's world, the chasm is still vast, but like Ferrari, it's in their blood. What matters is that you can compete for pole and victory in at least some races. That's a direct result of ongoing improvement and growth. Team manager Mattia Binotto knows that much more is expected of one of the sport's titans. Given how bad the 2020 car was, with its significant power deficit and compromised aerodynamics, there was plenty of room for improvement in 2021, with the restriction of using the same chassis. The SF21 was a very effective modification, even against Mercedes and Honda power units, which were also improved. A redesign of the combustion chambers cut the prior power disparity in half. Despite this, it was still ranked 4 out of 4 suppliers, barely behind Renault. However, according to the team, the engine package was responsible for only about 9.35 seconds of the 9.6 seconds qualifying average loss to the front. A hybrid system improvement for Sochi and Istanbul for Jaws. The signing of Leclerc and Carla, respectively, resulted in only a small gain in peak power. Still, it let the cars use what power they did have for more extended periods, making them significantly less vulnerable to being passed in races. The 2020 chassis had flaws on both ends, with an unattractive big nose up front and a lack of rear downforce. Only one could be changed due to the token system, and Ferrari chose the rear, which included a Mercedes-style sweeping back of the rear suspension to increase airflow volume around the diffuser. This required a new gearbox housing, which is where the token was spent. The redesigned gearbox shall also allow the differential to be raised, allowing for even more airflow space in the very aerodynamically rewarding area, though at the cost of a higher center of gravity. The reversal of the lower wishbone's angle backwards was accomplished in the same way as Red Bull did, by repurposing existing suspension mounts on the chassis. Ferrari, like Alpine, has placed more radiator area in the engine cover and lowered the side pods, allowing for a tighter airflow-enhancing Coke bottle. It was a far more aerodynamically efficient car than its predecessor and excelled in slow corners, accomplishing highly effective early rotation without disturbing the rear end. This contributed significantly to Leclerc's 2 straight pole positions in Monaco and backing. It tended to fall behind its nearest rival, McLaren, in the highest speed sectors, though. The automobile had its last significant changes at Silverstone, when the facilities were switched to the 2022 car instead. Last but not least, unlike other high-performance brands, Ferrari has worked hard to update their beast to be the fastest car. And some of those updates have really made it the fastest ever in the racing arena. So that was all for today's video. Please give it a like and keep supporting our channel for such videos. Leave a comment if you believe we missed anything, and subscribe for more videos like this in the coming days. Thank you for watching our video. See you in the next video, and best of luck.